Men cannot get pregnant. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Oliver Mack. Welcome to Oliver Rants. And in this video, we got to talk about this woke professor who gets triggered when Josh Hawley says that men cannot get pregnant. Check it out. Before we get started, please hit the like button, get in the comment section, tell me what you think, share this video, and one more thing, hit that notification bell so you know the next time I make a video. All right, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. I want to visit with you, Ms. Mensky, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy.
What the frick is a cis? A cis woman? What the hell is a cis woman? We're going to have to look up that definition after the video, but I don't like that term. Don't call me a cis man.
There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts.
I think he dropped the mic right there. Yes, you can't say that. Yes, this is something that affects women. This is a women's rights issue. So they're talking about abortion. This whole hearing is about abortion. She's a pro-abortion professor, and she's a witness for this hearing. And by the way, anybody who says they're pro-choice is actually just pro-abortion in 2022.
Women, while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence.
Don't you hate when women do that? It just makes my skin crawl. When they say something that they're really triggered by, but they don't want to admit that they're triggered, so they just want to play it off. Your line of questioning is transphobic. Shut up.
Violence by not recognizing that.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender.
Hang on, let me back that up.
Folks who can have pregnancies? Wow, you're saying that I'm opening.
Opens up trans people to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing that.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide.
So what? So what? That sounds like a personal problem to me. You're not about to get me to change the way I speak, change the way I interact with people, change the words I use just because trans people kill themselves or they have a propensity to kill themselves. That's not my problem, okay? You don't change the world because certain people who have mental illnesses do things that people with mental illnesses do. Maybe if you have them seek help with this gender dysphoria that they're having, instead of just coddling them and telling them everything that they believe is right, maybe they won't be committing suicide. But a lot of these people, they have a propensity to do that even after they have their surgeries, even after they've had their gender reassignments. They're still committing suicide. So it's not us. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that we don't want to believe their delusion. That's not the reason they're committing suicide. The reason they're committing suicide is because they have a mental illness.
So I think it's important.
Because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence?
So wait. Just because he doesn't believe that men can get pregnant, that means that trans people don't exist? What kind of logic is that? Just because I don't believe in your delusion doesn't mean I don't believe you exist. Of course I believe you exist. We're having this conversation because you exist. But I don't believe your delusion. That's it. If somebody believes that they're a giraffe, but they're a human, just because I don't believe they're a giraffe doesn't mean I don't acknowledge the fact that people who believe they're giraffes exist. Yes, I acknowledge that there are trans people. I acknowledge that there are people who are born male and identify as female. I acknowledge that they exist on Earth, but I don't believe that they're correct. Just like I acknowledge the fact that we have drug dealers who glorify what they do, who love the fact that they sell drugs. I acknowledge they exist, but I don't agree with their lifestyle. I don't agree with what they're saying about how being a drug dealer is great. I don't agree with what a lot of rappers say about going out there and murdering people, but I do acknowledge that they exist. I believe they exist on Earth. This argument makes no sense.
Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you,
Absolutely.
or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told that
allowed to
they're
question.
opening up people to violence?
We have a good
by
time in my
questioning?
class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Wow, this the delusion is real. I'm sorry. It's so crazy that we have people who have this delusion, and these people have conditioned other people to be so invested in their delusion that they defend their delusion to no end. Like, they will go to bat for these people. It seems like they would give up their lives to defend this delusion that males who identify as females are actually females, or men who identify as women are actually women. That's not how it works. In no stretch of the imagination can you say you're something and then automatically be that something just because you say you're that something. If I say I'm a white man, I can't just be a white man just because I say I am. Or I paint my face white or bleach my skin. That doesn't make me a white man just because, or just like a white person who paints their skin darker can't say that they're a black person. That doesn't work. So how can a man who says he's a woman be automatically, we automatically agree with that. We automatically say, oh yeah, well, you say you're a woman, so you must be a woman. That's not how that works. And vice versa. A woman who says she's a man can't be a man. That's not how that works. No matter how you dress them up, it's still a woman. But I was talking about this whole cis thing. So when this whole LGBTQ push and all this propaganda started, I would get on Clubhouse, right? I don't know if you guys know what Clubhouse is, but it's an app where you can go and have debates with people from all over the world, and it's only voice, so you don't see their faces or their video or anything like that. It's only voice, so you can go and have these passionate debates, and you never have to really look at the person in the face. It's just like having a phone conversation with a bunch of people. So whenever I would get into these conversations with the LGBTQ community people, they would always call me and people who are on my side, they would call us cisgender. You're cis male. And I'm like, what the hell is a cis male? It's not like you calling me a sissy. I'm not a sissy, so don't call me a cis male. So I just hate that term, and people keep using this term cisgender. It's like, no, I'm normal, okay? I don't need anything before male. Just call me a male, because that's what I am. You don't have to put cis in front of it. I'm a male. I was created and I act out. I live a life according to the way that God created me. God created me to like women. And I like women because I'm normal. But someone who's a male and doesn't like women, likes other males, that's abnormal. That's not the way that God or nature, if you don't believe in God, that's not the way that nature or evolution created us to be. Because a male having a sexual relationship with another male doesn't lead to anything. Homosexuality doesn't lead to more children being born. We were told to be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful and multiply with another man. So my lifestyle is normal. And everybody else who does something that's different than that If you do not align with the opposite sex, you align with the same sex and you have sex with the same sex, then that would be abnormal. So you can be called something else. You can put something in front of your gender, but for me, you don't have to do that. Just like Coke, regular Coca-Cola, you call it Coca-Cola, right? You don't call it normal Coca-Cola. And Diet Coca-Cola is called Diet Coca-Cola because it's different from the regular Coca-Cola. So stop calling us cisgender. We're not cisgender. We're just regular normal. You don't have to put anything before it. Check out this definition. So there's actually a definition for the word cisgender. So it's an adjective. Definition of cisgender. And this is what I talk about, like being normal. Definition of cisgender. Of relating to or being a person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex the person had or was identified as having at birth. Okay? Why do we need a definition for this? This is just normal behavior. I don't have to be a cisgender male. I'm just a male, just a regular male who likes what regular males like. Don't stop calling me cisgender. These people are crazy. Okay? These people are crazy and their delusion is crazy. It's just sickening to me how I see these people just defending this ridiculous behavior, this ridiculous ideology, and that's what it's becoming. It seems like it's more like a cult. The LGBTQ community is a freaking cult. And if you go against them, and let me tell you, they're the most powerful community in all of America. You cannot go against the LGBTQ community. If you go against the LGBT community, you will be canceled faster than going against any other community. Just ask the baby. He could say whatever he wants about other black people. He can say whatever he wants about white people. He can talk about Hispanic people. But as soon as he touched the LGBTQ community, he got canceled. They took him off of shows. They tried, other artists said they wouldn't work with him anymore. Like, this is ridiculous. Back in the day, we used to have comedians that would have a ton of hilarious jokes about people in the LGBTQ community. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. But now if you go back, people can go back and pull up these comedians' jokes and they'll get canceled for it today. Even if they made these jokes in the 90s. Over 20 years ago, even if they made these jokes back then, they'll pull them up and these artists get canceled. Take a look at what happened to Kevin Hart. He got canceled for some stuff he said, I think it was back in the 90s, about his son. If his son was gay or whatever, he would put him in a closet and whatever, something. So he got canceled, they canceled him from the Oscars or some award show. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, that happens. If you go against this community, they will destroy your life. They have more power than anybody, but they're sitting here talking about we don't have rights. We don't have rights. We want more rights. No, they want supremacy. There's two groups of people in the United States of America that do not care about rights because they have them. They have more rights than anybody else. They want supremacy. They want to be better than you. They want to be more powerful than any group in the country. And that's the black community and the LGBTQ community. Now, the LGBTQ community has more power than the black community. The black community used to be on top of the oppression totem pole, but the LGBT community, they took the place. Now they're on the top. You can't say anything about them. But I will, because I don't care about getting canceled. I'll say whatever the hell I want to say about these people, because a lot of them are crazy. Now, there's some of them, some gay people, some lesbian people that I know that are really, really cool people, and I'll stand behind them because they don't go for this bull crap. They don't align with this stuff. They're against it just like I am. I may not agree with their lifestyle, and they're okay with it, but, I mean, they're on my side, so kudos to them. As many people as we can get to stand against this lunacy, this craziness, this insanity about you can't call women mothers. You got to call them people who have a propensity to get pregnant, or people who have the capacity to get pregnant, or birthing people. You heard about that, right? They want to take mothers and fathers out of the, they want to take mothers out of the equation. You can't say mothers. You have to say birthing people, because there's some people, some women who identify as men that are getting pregnant, which I really don't understand. If you identify as a man, why are you trying to get pregnant? That's not for you. If you really think you're a freaking man, then you can't get pregnant, right? In your mind, if you are a man, if you identify as a man, you say, if I call you a woman when you're a man, I'm going to get canceled. But being a man like you say you are, you're going to get pregnant like women do. Obviously, you really don't think you're a man. Obviously, you know you're a woman, and therefore you're getting pregnant like a woman, because you understand that it's a delusion that you're having and you're not really what you say you are. These people are sick. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Visit the description section so you get links to my social media and also my merch. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.